Imagine you are standing in the center of a hurricane. The wind is howling, the trees are snapping, and panic is the only natural response. Yet, you remain still. This is not about being cold or indifferent, it is about the mastery of your internal landscape. Today, we explore how Stoicism provides a suit of armor for your mind, allowing you to remain calm when the world around you is collapsing. Pressure is inevitable. Whether it is a looming deadline, a sudden crisis at work, or a personal tragedy, life will inevitably throw storms your way. Many people crumble because they view these events as catastrophes. Stoics, however, view them as indifferent obstacles. They don't fight the reality of the pressure, they change their relationship with it. It is not the event that hurts you, but your judgment of the event. At the heart of Stoic calm lies the dichotomy of control. Epictetus, a former slave who became a great philosopher, taught that our primary task is to distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot. Everything external, the weather, the opinions of others, the economy, or the past, is outside your control. The only thing you truly own is your own mind, your judgments, and your actions. When you face intense pressure, ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, worrying about it is not just useless, it is a betrayal of your own peace. You are wasting energy on a fire that you cannot put out. Instead, shift your focus entirely to your reaction. Your reaction is the only variable that actually matters, and that is where your true power resides. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He led an empire through war, plague, and betrayal, yet he remained grounded. He didn't avoid the chaos, he processed it through the filter of reason. You can adopt this same habit. When pressure hits, take a breath and define the problem clearly. Another powerful tool is the premeditatio malorum, or the negative visualization. Stoics would consciously imagine the worst-case scenario. It sounds counterintuitive, perhaps even pessimistic, but it is actually the ultimate antidote to anxiety. By visualizing the worst, you remove the element of surprise. When you have already mentally lived through the disaster, the reality of the situation loses its power to shock or paralyze you. Think about it, most of our stress comes from the fear of the unknown. We dread that things might get worse. By exploring those depths in your mind, you realize that even in the worst-case scenario, you are capable of enduring. You discover that you have the internal resources to handle whatever comes. This transforms panic into preparation and fear into a calm, focused, and steady resolve. Seneca, the great statesman, once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." This is the core of modern anxiety. We play scenarios over and over in our minds, creating a stress response for events that have not even happened yet. The Stoic chooses to stay in the present moment. In the present, the work is usually simple. You handle one step, one task, one moment at a time. When pressure mounts, our fight-or-flight response kicks in. The heart races, the palms sweat, and the mind starts jumping to conclusions. Stoicism teaches us to use the pause. Between the external event and your reaction, there is a space. In that space lies your freedom. Use that time to simply observe your feelings without identifying with them. Say to yourself, "This is just a sensation." If you are angry, notice the heat in your chest, but don't become the anger. If you are afraid, observe the fluttering in your stomach, but don't become the fear. You are the observer of your emotions, not the emotions themselves. By stepping back, you prevent the emotional hijacking that leads to impulsive mistakes. You regain control of the dashboard, allowing your rational mind to take the wheel. Perspective is a superpower. When you are deep in a crisis, it feels like the end of the world. But zoom out. Imagine looking at your life from the viewpoint of the universe. Does this stress matter in a year? In 10 years? Stoics practice the view from above, visualizing their problems against the backdrop of the cosmos. This makes our individual struggles seem small and manageable. This isn't about ignoring the importance of your work or your challenges. It is about removing the irrational weight of anxiety. When you view your obstacles as minor in the grand scheme of time, you gain the clarity needed to solve them effectively. A calm mind is a sharp knife, it cuts through complexity much faster than a panicked, dull, and scattered mind ever could. A crucial part of staying calm is focusing on your circle of influence. If you can't control the outcome of a project, can you control the effort you put in? Yes. If you can't control what your boss says, can you control your response? Yes. Shift your motivation from the outcome to the process. Excellence in the process is all you are ever responsible for. Focusing on the process turns your life into a game you can always win. You don't need external validation or a specific outcome to feel a sense of accomplishment. If you put in your best effort, you have succeeded, regardless of the results. This mindset effectively bulletproofs your ego against failure, because your self-worth is no longer tethered to external success or external disaster. Consider the virtue of patience. In a world of instant gratification, we feel immense pressure when things don't happen on our timeline. Stoics remind us that nature doesn't rush, yet everything is accomplished. When you feel the urge to push, force, or hurry, pause. Most of our pressure is self-imposed because we demand the world move at our speed. Learn to work with the rhythm of reality. Patience is not passivity. It is an active form of endurance. It allows you to stay the course when others would have given up out of frustration. When you are patient, you make fewer mistakes. You observe more, you listen better, and you make decisions based on wisdom rather than temporary feelings of desperation. Pressure is simply a test of your patience and your principles. We must also talk about the community. Stoicism isn't just about individual grit, it is about our duty to others. When you are the calmest person in the room, you become a source of stability for everyone else. By remaining composed, you lead by example. Your calm is contagious. It helps those around you de-escalate, think clearly, and act with integrity. That is a form of leadership. Think of the people you admire most. They are usually the ones who don't crack under pressure. They don't lash out, they don't blame, and they don't fold. They are the bedrock. By practicing Stoic principles, you are developing that same strength. You are becoming a reliable force in a world of volatility. That is a legacy you can start building today, in this very moment. How do you start practicing this daily? Start small. The next time you are stuck in traffic, don't curse the other drivers. Use that moment to practice patience. The next time you get a critical email, don't fire off a response in anger. Wait an hour. Use these small, low-stakes moments as training grounds. You are building your mental muscle for the big battles later on. Journaling is another ancient habit. Marcus Aurelius's Meditations wasn't written for an audience, it was his private diary. Write down your challenges, describe how you felt, and then write down how you should have reacted according to your values. Over time, you will see patterns. You will see how often you were triggered by nothing more than your own faulty expectations and assumptions. Reflection turns experience into wisdom. If you don't take the time to review your day, you are doomed to repeat the same emotional mistakes. By examining your reactions, you refine your character. You become more deliberate, more intentional, and significantly calmer. Stoicism isn't a theory, it is a practice. It requires consistency, honesty, and a willingness to confront your own shortcomings without judgment. As we reach the end of this journey, remember that peace is not found in the absence of pressure. It is found in the presence of a disciplined mind. The world will never stop being chaotic. The variables will never stop changing. But you have the ability to be the constant. You are the master of your internal state. You are the architect of your calm. Take this truth with you today. When the next pressure arises, and it will, do not run from it. Embrace it as an opportunity to practice your virtue. Stand tall, breathe, and remind yourself that nothing external can break you unless you allow it. You are resilient, you are capable, and you are prepared. The chaos is outside, but the peace is within. If this video helped you find a sense of clarity, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Remember to subscribe for more deep dives into Stoic wisdom. Let's continue this path together. Your journey to a calm, unshakable life starts right now. Stay grounded, stay focused, and keep moving forward with purpose. Until next time, be steady.